Yo, what up, y'all? This is me and my mama. We at uncc, you dig? Feel me? Take a movie of me. It's going down, come on. Hey, you can't cover the mic because you can't hear me. That's the mic, the little thing. Come on, follow. Hey, yo, we at uncc. What we about to do is go ahead and do some work. You know what I'm saying? Try to motivate. Get things down, be a little bit productive. It's your boy Marcus, you know me. You know what I'm saying? I be looking at my face. You know what I mean? Shouts out to all the homies. I ain't got no names for you because homies come and go. Like keepin. So you wanna say something for the camera? You wanna say that? So you gotta come on, you gotta keep focused.
Stop. End it.
Hey, what up? We entering the uncc library. It's my mama first time. She is excited. We go in. Yeah, I'll put this on your Facebook right now.
Okay. Done.
Done? All right.
I'll start by telling you how I actually started reading this book. I went to independent high school, so I took AP Spanish 6. I'm very fluent with it. I know how to write it. My mom was the one that taught me pretty much how to read in Spanish because I was born in California, but I mostly lost all my Spanish because I would frequently read in English, write in English, and I would forget about Spanish. So my mom, every time I got to school when I was little, she would have me read little stories in Spanish, just so I could, so she could tell me how to understand Spanish, how to write it, and everything. Well, this book, I read it in AP Spanish 6 in Independence High School. This book got me motivated. I actually went to go get it at Independence High School yesterday. So it got me motivated because it talks about a kid and how he was born in the United States, but his parents were illegal. And my parents, they're illegal. I mean, they don't have no papers. Well, now they do, but they used to not have papers. That's when my mom was still married with my dad. So when they had me, I had an older brother too. His name is Luis Fernando Correa. He was born in Mexico. He's been a very good brother to me. Right now he's a principal of Joaquin High School. Basically this book, what it's talked about is this kid right here, his name is Miguelito. He was born in California, but his parents were illegal, so they were really poor. My family in California, we weren't that big on money. We used to work at flea markets. I don't know if you guys know what that is. We used to work at flea markets selling like little toys, everything. So I mean, pretty much I grew up on that. I started speaking Spanish because in the flea market in California, this is mostly Spanish talk. The way this book relates to me is that somehow my dad got deported back, and that's why my mom and my dad aren't that closely together. I mean, sometimes it makes me cry because I was never with my dad. He was never close to me because he was always away. But I started reading this book, and somehow this talks about the mother giving the little kid motivation on how to be strong without a father. And basically, this book relates a lot to me. When I started reading this book, I started crying because it got so into me that I didn't even know how to express it. This book basically it talks about that this kid grew up by himself with his mother. He had no dad. His dad was mostly away. He got deported, and the dad left us pretty much. He never came back no more. Everything. My mom told me that the only reason they came to the United States was to look for a better life. And basically, my mom gave me that life. I used to work at the flea markets, and I'm not ashamed of that, because that's what I grew up on. You could tell anybody, you could go to any flea market. I respect them for one reason. It's not that they're poor or anything like that. I respect them because I used to do that. I used to be there in the cold, everything, working. That's how I basically learned my Spanish really good, the way of communication with them. Because basically in the flea markets, you only talk Spanish, basically. In California, it's basically all Spanish. I didn't even need to know English. That's how good it was. My old high school I went to, basically was 95% Hispanics, 1% black, and the rest like 4% white. So I mean, you could tell what type of people. You didn't have to know how to speak English and graduate from a high school there, because that's all we do. And I mean, this book, there's ways I don't know how to express it, because it gives me a little bit of anger with my dad, and then sometimes it just, I don't know, it just makes me not want to, talk about it. I read over this book. I just skimmed through it. And yesterday it wasn't my day yesterday. It wasn't my day. And I was telling my mom, actually today in the morning, I'm like, should this book be the book I should tell them what I'm reading? She told me, you don't have to be ashamed of anything. She's like, whatever you did, that's good for you. And you grew up by yourself. So, I mean, pretty much that's it.
We'll pick this up with those of you that done the assignment on Monday. Right now, I want to hand these out.